Hello aviators, and welcome to another episode of 5x5 from Bose Aviation. My name is Chris Palmer from angleofattack.com, and I'm a master CFI and educator based in Homer, Alaska. In this 5x5 series, we're bringing you tips, tricks, and techniques for effective and safe radio communications. On this episode, the topic is runway safety. Many aviation accidents have been attributed to what we call runway incursions, basically using the runway without permission on taxi or takeoff, using the wrong runway itself, or any other number of situations where aircraft conflict on the runway. One such accident happened early in the life of the 747 on the Spanish island of Tenerife. Long story short, it was foggy, 2 747s were on the runway, and one took off without explicit permission. 583 people perished, with only 61 surviving between the two aircraft. To this day, it is the single largest loss of life accident between two aircraft. And you guessed it, it happened because of a miscommunication. It may or may not surprise you, but runway incursions are happening to this day. Thankfully, we've learned operations and procedures over the years, and large fatal accidents are rare. But accidents still do happen year after year, especially in general aviation where the environment is less controlled. Clearly, communication being the key factor in all of this, it behooves us pilots to play a positive role in promoting runway safety. Here are some ideas for you to keep in mind when communicating and maintaining runway safety, avoiding runway incursions. Be aware of what runway you are using at all times. Some airports are confusing with parallel or intersecting runways. Also be aware of what other pilots are doing in case they have a potential conflict because of these situations. This goes for towered and non-towered airports alike. If in doubt, ask. Not sure if you're clear to land? Ask. Forgot your taxi instructions? Ask. Feel lost and need progressive taxi? Ask. Whatever it is, make sure that you simply ask for help. When taxiing, such tools like a moving map on an EFB can help you know your current position on the airport. However, this shouldn't be used as a crutch. You should still be using situational awareness and keeping your eyes outside the windows, knowing where you are at on the airport at all times by simply reading taxiway signs. If you still get lost, stop. Then and there, get your bearings. If you find yourself on a runway somehow or you weren't cleared on, get off immediately. Then get your bearings. You don't want to just stop and wait on a runway. Talk to ATC in either situation or simply state intentions at a non-towered airport. When doing a back taxi on a runway to takeoff position, expedite your taxi. Avoid staying on a runway for a prolonged amount of time unnecessarily. ATC is now required to explicitly hear you read back all runway instructions. Are you cleared to land, runway 22 left? You can't simply read back, cleared to land. You will be asked to say the runway number, gaining full clarity on the instruction. This goes for taxi, takeoff, and landing. You always have to repeat the runway number. Unsurprisingly, fly defensively. Just because you're at a towered airport doesn't mean you should let your guard down. It can happen anywhere, so watch out for yourself and your own aircraft first and foremost, then lend some bandwidth to make sure others aren't threatening your aircraft. And lastly, although we could go on and on, use your eyes. I know we're talking about communications here in 5x5, and in all instances we do our absolute best, but seeing and avoiding is also incredibly important. Even though that aircraft said they'd get off the runway before you landed, they could have blown a tire, so you need to be eyes out looking for these things and verifying that they are in fact happening. So, be on your toes out there, and remember, you play the biggest role in promoting and maintaining runway safety. One day, it may just save your life. We hope you enjoyed this episode of 5x5. Consider sharing with a pilot friend who could learn as well. Also, don't miss the next episode by following and subscribing to both Bose Aviation and Angle of Attack. Once again, my name is Chris Palmer from angleofattack.com. It's been a pleasure teaching you today. Fly safe, and until next time, throttle on.